Welcome to Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. I had to get into this case on Botham Jean, Botham Jean, the gentleman who was brutally gunned down, murdered before his time by a Dallas police officer, a lady named Guyger. Her name was Guyger, who shot Mr. Jean in his apartment, and she was on the wrong floor. She thought it was her apartment, but she was on the wrong floor. Entered into the man's apartment, saw him, shot twice. She didn't yell out any commands like, hey, get on the floor. Hey, what you doing here? She just saw him and shot him. Right. Now, this is a twofold situation. One, they don't respect us as a people. That's why it's very important to learn your nationality and study who you are. And whatever sovereign country that your lineage is traced to, you petition that consulate for protection. Now, a statement was made while watching, I believe it was ABC News, the app News. And it was said that really what it was saying was all she has to do is prove that she feared for her life. And that's, I hope she doesn't get off. I hope this lady. But if they're saying that all she has to do is prove that she feared for her life, that case, that narrative, that ship has already sailed. We can go back as early as the movie Birth of the Nation, early 1900s. We can go back to Jim Crow. We can go back to Black Codes. We can go back to any period that blacks been in America to where they created the image of this black man, eyes bulging out of his head. He's drooling. He has this stare in his eyes, this blank stare, and he's salivating over the white woman. They already put that image that white folks created, the colonizers created that image, and then they pinned it on black people, and then white folks fell for it, and that's history. Now, first of all, if she was that timid of a person, and if she was that fearful of a person, then why was she on the police force? That wasn't a job for you. She should be arrested for impersonating an officer. One. Now, you're a fearful person. Fearful people are cautious of where they go because they're afraid they don't want any problems. So, you're trying to say that you're on the wrong floor. Fearful people are cautious. They make sure they're on the right floor. You enter into the wrong apartment. Wait, there's a bright, big red rug at the front door. You don't have a bright, big red rug at your apartment that didn't send off any signals. Okay. We get into the whole deal. You open the door. Wait a minute. A black man in the city didn't lock his door. You walk in. Okay. You see him. You shoot 2 times. You don't yell out any commands. Hey, get on the ground. Hey, what are you doing in my apartment? What's your name? Let me see your ID. Put your hands up. Move slow. And didn't give him a chance to say, ma'am, you're in my apartment. No, you don't get that option. Because this is a little white woman who feared the big black man, even though she had a gun in her hand. Come on, man. Come on. Okay. Now, if the jury is predominantly white, that white guilt and white fear would paint an image in their white minds. Oh my God. She walked in on a big black man who had a look like he wanted to ravish her. Oh, she shot and saved herself. Just imagine what he'd have done if he got a hold to her. So that's in the mind of white people. Now in the mind of black people, they're saying, wait a minute. You on the wrong floor. We can't even fathom that. Because going to your home or residence where you stay, it's routine. It's familiarity. You even feel the area of where you stay. It's called feng shui. You feel that energy. You know if you out of pocket. Something you trying to tell me white people don't have a census, a built-in census to say, hey, I'm in the wrong place. Something's not right about this. This doesn't feel like what I normally do every day. Hell, there's nothing that's the same, is what I'm saying. There's clearly some distinguishing factors from Mr. Jean, which is J-E-A-N, Jean, Mr. Jean's apartment versus the female Guyger's apartment. Clearly. Now, show you the cover up. This is what I believe. They had some words. She could have came on to him. He could have turned her down. Had some words. Her white supremacy kicked in. Nigger, you don't reject me. Set up. She saw him. Followed him home. Probably saw him going home. So she's covering her tracks. Let me text this other police officer that I'm involved in to make it seem like I'm distracted. So I'm looking down at my text. She's walking, looking down at her text. She's not paying attention to where she's going. You know, she's blaming on the phone. Anyways, it's set up. She walks right behind him. He walks into the apartment. By luck, she walks right behind him. He didn't lock the door. He turns around because he's up into his apartment. He's some footsteps into the apartment. She says something. He turns around. She give him 2. He drops. She put the fake white girl cry on. Oh, I thought I was in my apartment. I'm in the wrong apartment. I shot him. Oh. They tell her what to do. They advise her. She sits in the car. She's not separated. She gets on her phone. They give her special privileges because, she's white. She feared for her life. She shot a black man in America. You know, now, flip that. Since being afraid for your lives, black people should be afraid when they see that transparent, pinkish pale skin, recessive eyes, staring at a black person, that white man or white woman, drooling at the mouth, fueled with hate and racism at their very core, looking at a black person like they want to devour them, like they want to tear them limb from limb, like they want to say, go back to Africa, like they disgusted at their presence, like they want to just kill them on the spot. And that black person needs to stand his ground. He feared for his life, which he has a legitimate fear because of the history. You hung him for no reason, hung us for no reason. You shot us for no reason. You murdered children, bombed churches, shooting blacks down in the streets. And if anyone should be afraid, we should be afraid of white people. And if white people don't greet you in a peaceful and respectable manner, then you should think the adverse that this person is out to harm you. If anybody in America should be afraid for them lives, the Tuskegee Experiment, giving black folks syphilis, just harvesting organs. I mean, just a long track record of doing damage to black folks to where we should be see a white and be weary. You see that white boy get on that elevator, jump off. You see that white boy enter McDonald's in a trench coat, run. You see one white dude coming to a black church talking about he want to pray, get your guns. Hell, but what it's saying is we've been up under so much trauma to where we don't even know how to be afraid of an enemy that's been terrorizing you. That lets you know, man, post-traumatic slavery disorder, as the real Freeway Rick Ross stated on the docudrama Everyday People, the movie, which you can get at the Reggae Bodega on our Middle Street in Houston, Texas, it's 4816 Alameda, zip code 77004. And get the shirt. But yeah, it's ridiculous. It's a mockery. It shows how barbaric the system is, or the people that's connected to the system, i.e. the police officer, in her thinking. You mean to tell me in a free society, in the richest nation, a police officer can mistakenly walk into a black person's home and kill him, and her defense is she feared for her life, and she has the gun, and he's unarmed? What kind of training is she getting at the police station? Does she know the power of a bullet? How instantly it can kill? And you walk in and see an unarmed man, you got the drop on him, you got a gun out. How quick did it take you to pull that gun out when you seen him? Was it the Wild Wild West, or did you walk in there with the gun already out, aimed, ready to shoot? You saying you had time to think. If your gun was holstered, right? You walk in, you think it's your apartment, your gun holstered, you see a black man. He like, hey, what's going on? You in my apartment? Hey, what's going on? Hey, what you doing? Or even if he looks shocked. Even he looks frightened because you got a lady walking off duty, white woman just walked into your apartment. Now, the time it took for her to unsnap that holster, pull out that gun and shoot, she had ample amount of time to say, what are you doing in my apartment? So he can respond, wait, you're in my apartment. But did she just walk in there and she Wild Wild West, Billy the Kid, she was that fast on the draw? What are you doing? Bam, 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 that quick? Come on. Now, the problem when it comes to a white person murdering a black person and they use that I feared for my life defense is the role that Hollywood plays in the controlling the narrative on how white Americans view black people, because through the media they tried to make it seem like white folks was the desired attraction and the black man would do anything to have his way with a white woman. And you even had some idiot black folks even portraying that in their movies, thinking it's funny to have a black man, they eyes big, and he just let me touch on your breasts, this white woman, and all that kind of ignorant ass shit that went on, that created and fueled that narrative that got a lot of people killed, and that's furthest from the truth. Farther from the truth, but it's encoded, it's embedded in the mindset of a lot of white people. So when they put themselves in her shoes, they're saying, yeah, if I seen that big, I'm white, I'm frail, everybody wants me. If I seen that big black man coming at me, oh my, I would have had a heart attack and died. I don't know what I would have done. That's their narrative. You know, that's a sick mindset. And the reason why it's sick, because it has no justification. It's not based on any sound facts. It's not based on any mathematical or scientific facts. It was something that was created out of a racist mind that put it out on screen in the films and created a straw man. A man in his own apartment minding his business, and she claims she walks in the wrong apartment. Quick draw Guyger pulls out her piece and shoots the black man down. May he rest in peace. But she shoots him down to the ground with no commands, with no compassion, because minutes later, she's on her cell phone hugging folks sitting in the car. Or was that her initiation to enter into some type of brotherhood? And she wanted in? I mean, it's so many questions, man. It's ridiculous. But black people, you afraid too? You're not afraid when you see some strange white man coming at you saying nigga. You know, yeah, you don't know what he getting ready to do. Hell, if he that bold enough to use those terms, he's that bold enough to kill. So defend yourself. That's all. Like Cube say, you know, I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying, damn, that narrative doesn't stand up. It doesn't pass the smell test to where white people are always claiming that they shot because they were afraid because some big black man was coming after them. That don't stand the smell test. Because throughout history, some big, recessive, bug-eyed white man with stringy, patched up, natted up hair, using all types of jargon or racial epithets towards black people, veins bulging out the side of his neck and head as he screams out those racist slurs and words towards black people, and spit flying out his mouth as he put emphasis on the N-word. And black people shocked in the May. They so shocked to the, when that fear kicks in and you in shock, you can't move. All black folks do is look at him like, what is he gonna do next? Instead of defending themselves, saying, you're so afraid. Stop being so. That's why Islam, that's why the Moors were so strong. That's why Islam was important, because it removed the fear. Read the Quran. Get the fear out your heart. God damn. I mean, it's 2020. Come on. Check yourself. But on the case, we'll find out. But I'm just saying, man, I hope they have good lawyers, great attorneys to fight a negative stereotype of black men in America, to where she can't use that I feared for my life as a defense against her actions that she consciously, or she had time to make a better decision as she took this brother away. Volpic Radio, we're out.